the promises of climate finance have never been taken seriously by the developed countries. And it's really like Groundhog Day. You have that same conversation 1 year later, the next meeting.
In the recently held Glasgow summit, India has committed to achieve net zero by 2070. What do you think are the major operational roadblocks specific to India to achieve this goal? And what might be the expected role of the financial sector in removing such roadblocks?
I mean, you can call it roadblock. I would use the word challenge in a way. Look, it's not a problem specific necessarily to India. The biggest problem has been that at every COP, at every meeting, you get promises of finance. And it's really like Groundhog Day. You have that same conversation 1 year later, the next meeting. And if you look back from Kyoto onwards, the fact is that the promises of climate finance have never been taken seriously by the developed countries. They keep saying it, then they will do very creative finance, creative numbers to show something. The reality is this, the vehemence of the rhetoric has never been matched by putting money on the table. This, to my mind, is actually the biggest problem. And nowadays the new narrative is, private sector will come and put money. Now the reality is the private sector will follow if that is the direction in which the world is moving. So ultimately, that kind of green finance, climate finance, has to come from governments, has to come from multilateral development banks. It has to be government-led so that private sector feels that's where it is moving and let me make a business out of it. So I feel that the very basic issue still, is still sort of very unsatisfactory. It is not. In many ways, the developed world is stringing the developing world along, and there is mounting frustration, I think, in large parts of the global south on this.